You could get high or you could get low. You could stay young or you could grow old. Let it go. Cause I'ma go for broke. You could go hard or you could go home. You could live life or you could just fold. Let it go.
I don't care what you say, I think the song is very catchy. No?
Don't like it.
No.
Don't like it. Sorry.
Is it James Arthur thing, or is it just like, is it the problem with James Arthur?
It's just I don't like this sort of music for WWE pay-per-views, that's all.
I suppose. They're getting the casual fans in by it though, like they're being businessmen, as we've said many times before.
Yeah.
But anyway, SummerSlam itself, now you said you felt in general it was kind of weird. I really enjoyed it.
It in stages, it was different. The first hour I thought was terrible because it's killed a load of their up and coming stars.
Okay.
In terms of a start with Baron Corbin getting done in by John Cena. Next one was, what was the next match after that?
Natalia and Naomi.
Natalia and Naomi. Well, obviously
Big Kaz and Big Show after that.
Big
though.
Kaz and Big Show was just, well, look, listen.
Well, we'll get to the start first and foremost, the pre-show. Miz and Kyrus Axel and Bo Dallas taking on Jason Jordan, the Hardys.
In an empty arena match.
It was funny to see how all the reserved seats were empty at ringside. Only one person was taking a photo at the front.
And he was a WWE employee for sure.
He probably was, yeah. In the end, Miz pins Jordan after a skull-crushing finale after Quickie tagging in, which Jordan didn't spot. The Cruiserweight title match, Neville versus Akira Tozawa. Excellent wrestling from both men. It really was. Like a very good match though. Neville pins Tozawa after his red arrow on the back of Tozawa to regain the Cruiserweight title.
Yeah.
Do you think it gets weird though that he got the title back straight away?
Yeah, but then I've heard the reasonings why.
What was that?
On the Monday night that he won it, Vince just came in and he was like, I want a title change on Raw, and then that was it.
Okay. Well, in a way, I get it from his point of view, I suppose, but like, you know. Pre-show, Elias Sampson sang a song about Brooklyn being the worst part of New York and stayed for an encore where he asked Brooklyn when did they lose their balls. Most of the crowd seemed very into it actually, like they were clapping into it and stuff like that. And this happened again on Raw the next night, I think, as well, so it was kind of funny. Now, again, we've talked about this match, that the next match should be in the main card, and it proved why. Yeah. The Usos versus the New Day. Both teams showed why they should have been in the main card. It was I won't say the best match of the night, but it was one of them for sure.
I say in terms of longevity and how long the match was and how it kept going on, and it was consistently brilliant throughout the whole thing, I'd say it was the best match of the night.
I'd argue that with the Universal title match. I thought that was better.
The Universal title match was crazy for different reasons as well. You know,
in terms of pure wrestling, this was
the match.
Absolutely,
you know?
That
was up there with Gargano and Almas, I think, for sure. But yeah, once again, they just make the horrible decision that SmackDown's tag titles obviously don't mean as much.
Well, looking at the card in general, I've noticed that the Raw title matches are given the spots higher up in the cards than the SmackDown title matches. Because you have
you had the women's title second, the SmackDown women's title second. The Raw women's title was like
that was coming event.
That was like 2 hours into 2 hours into the show.
That was, I'll tell you now.
That started around 3 o'clock.
It was about mid cards.
Yeah.
And then Universal title, and then like the tag titles on SmackDown, whereas on Raw were like the fourth last match as opposed to the pre-show for SmackDown. So,
and then all the SmackDown matches were kind of at the start of the show.
Or
Cena, Corbin, Natalia, Naomi, Orton, Rusev. Am I missing any others? I don't think so.
Well, I'll just check the main card again.
No, I think that was it. And then it was obviously Shinsuke and Mahal.
Well, AJ and Owens.
AJ and Owens as well. Yeah. So that was pretty early in the card too.
No, it wasn't. That was third last match.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, it was. You were right. Sorry. Yeah, you were right. And then it was Mahal and Nakamura. Yeah.
But going back to Usos, New Day again. Awesome match. Plenty of near falls. Great spots. End of an awesome match. Uso were getting tag titles after pinning Big E following a series of super kicks, followed by them finishing off with their double Us splash to cots. To regain the titles. Quality match. Nice little bit where Shawn Michaels played Colonel Sanders. I like that little promo actually before that, actually, with Raw fighting who should be Colonel Sanders.
Yeah,
from Big Show to Becky Lynch.
Yeah, just trying to sell some chicken.
Yeah. Anyway,
it's not chicken though. They can't class it as chicken anymore.
John Cena versus Baron Corbin. Now I have to say I do like Baron Corbin's new theme.
I do. I really do like it.
There's a lot of people who think, oh, the other one's better, but
no, I didn't like the old one just because of the stupid entrance that he had for it.
Oh, I thought
following the lights.
Oh, I liked that. I thought that made his entrance, if you ask me.
Nah.
No, I like in his new theme. It's very heelish.
Yeah.
It's very heelish. Like, and Corbin, as you imagine, looked enraged in the early stages of the match, with chants of "Where's your briefcase?" and Cena mocking him, not helping as well. So, like, he went up to JBL at one stage and wore his cowboy hat, saying, "I have him in his head." His mannerisms were spot on.
He didn't give any Fs.
He did, yeah.
He just didn't for that match.
That's why I like John Cena. Now, that's why he's the best John Cena ever. He's so carefree about it. Like, because of his status and he's a free agent.
Mm-hmm.
But Corbin's mannerisms are spot on. I thought, and despite Corbin dominating most of the match, Cena, as you'd imagine, come back to pin Corbin after his AA for the win. So, do you really think this kills Corbin, at least for that rivalry?
Yeah, it did. Clearly did. Obviously, he was getting punished. He loses his Money in the Bank briefcase, and then he loses against Cena. And in a pretty kind of poor match as well. Yeah,
it's a bit mad, alright. Anyway, Natalia versus
that was a Cena dominated match. That was like an 80-20 in terms of Cena.
80-20?
80-20. 80% Cena, 20% Corbin.
You sure it wouldn't be the way around? Because I thought Corbin dominated most of that match.
No, I didn't think so.
I think it is.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Well, maybe not 80. I'd say maybe 60-40.
I'd go 60-40 more to Corbin now,
really?
if you ask me. Yeah, but it doesn't matter if it's dominated like one side or the other. Like, they seem they got the win. Natalia versus Naomi, SmackDown Women's title. Very good technique from both ladies. This was actually a very good wrestling match between the two. Yeah. In the end, Natalia submitted Naomi with her sharpshooter to win the SmackDown Women's title. No sign of Carmella, and I think I'm a bit disappointed that Carmella didn't win. Not just because I predicted this.
That's your cashing gone. I told you it wasn't going to happen. I told you.
No, but I'm a bit. You're right, but I'm disappointed in the sense that it makes sense that she did it in this card, not only because it's SummerSlam, but because it's in New York, where she's from.
Yeah.
It's like Ember Moon. If Ember Moon wins the NXT Women's title now and wins it in Houston in November, which makes sense because she's from Dallas.
Well, don't you know what the main roster thing is? You don't win a title in your hometown. You lose it.
Of course, I forgot. You think it would make sense that they win and lose a title in their hometown as well? You know what I'm saying?
It was too early. It was never going to happen after Corbin cashed in on the Tuesday.
I don't know.
It was never. It's not going to happen. I probably think until after Tamina has her match with Natalia.
Oh really?
Yeah. Or should I say Rusev, the female Rusev.
Speaking of Rusev, actually, we'll get to that on later. Actually, Big Show and Big Kaz with Enzo and Mori locked inside a shark cage. Enzo, you know what Enzo should be? There's no point in saying this now.
Sacked.
Well, no point in saying this now because he's now on a different show, but he should be a manager more than a wrestler because he's such a good talker.
Yeah,
because his talker, his talking could distract anybody.
Nobody wants to work with him though. And to be a manager with someone, you've got to be around them all the time. People don't like him.
Yeah, but I'm not saying like not like be a manager where he tells people what to do. Like be like someone like you just be their mouthpiece, if you like. Similar to Paul Heyman with Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, true. But no.
And just that, because he reminds you, like, who's a manager who talks a lot, like back in the day? Bobby Heenan
and
Jimmy Hart.
Yeah.
In my opinion, he has that potential, but now
they were never wrestlers first.
That's true, but
Enzo still is a wrestler though.
I'm just saying he could.
I don't know. Maybe they offered that idea to him and he says no because he wants to wrestle. I don't know.
Maybe. Anyway,
but yeah, exactly what I thought would happen.
We'll just talk about this match very quickly then. Kaz took advantage of Show's broken hands as the match went on. Enzo managed to get out of the cage. This is actually funny where he managed to take off his top and short and oiled himself up to get out, which I thought was kind of funny. But Kaz attacked him as soon as he jumped out of the ring.
I guess he's always ready if he has lube with him the whole time. I guess,
Page from Joey Ryan.
He definitely took that from Joey Ryan for sure. He definitely did. I just didn't see the point. Like, you get out of the cage, right?
Yeah.
And the only thing that you do is you hang there looking at Cass for about 30 seconds. You drop to the ground and you get a boot in the face. How does that help?
It's like, oh, well, despite your efforts, bang.
Oh, God.
Kaz eventually pinned Show after two big boots and a skyscraper elbow. We'll leave it at that. Funny backstage segments between Kurt Angle and Daniel Bryan. where they were. I think they were trying to say, oh, it reminds me almost of like obviously with no quotes or anything like that. Remember SummerSlam 2002? Did you watch that one?
Yeah.
Where it was, I think it was 2002 actually.
2002 was the year that Brock beat Rock.
Yes. So where Stephanie and Eric Bischoff were the general managers of Raw and SmackDown, and in this sense it was, and they shared the same dressing room, and they were come back bantering each other, especially when Benoit and Rob Van Dam had their great Intercontinental title match, which is an incredibly underrated match in that card, by the way. And in this case, it was they're just going quotes. Oh, it's damn true, this and that, and so on and so forth. And like, yes, no. We actually saw Daniel Bryan say no for the first time in ages.
I know, yeah.
Now, Randy Orton versus Rusev.
They obviously calmed down and then negotiated Shelton Benjamin after that. Then,
probably. Rusev attacked Orton during the entrance before his match started and took it to ringside. And when the match started, Orton straight away RKO. Pinfall,
I was with my friends for this. We were all in my house and we were having a couple of drinks. And
did you see this coming after he was attacked?
That's what I was going to say. Like, he was attacked and you could see Rusev was in one corner waiting to run at Orton. And I said to them, he's RKO'd him as soon as this match starts. He's going to do it.
Now, outside of the previews, I have to talk about this. Rusev there's been speculation, if you like, that Rusev and Lana Vachon for the release.
I don't like it.
Part of me thinks they're better off. I really do. If they're not getting enough coverage, like, and it's the same reason, like, it's similar. You could see it. I
totally understand why he is so pissed at the moment, and I would understand if at that he would want to leave because of the way he's being booked. Because Rusev 2 years ago, killer. Rusev ever since getting his injury and coming back, pansy.
The best Rusev ever was WrestleMania 31 Rusev.
Yeah, when he coming in on the tank.
Oh yeah, stop.
I don't know what has happened to make people so sour. All he did was cut his hair. You know, this is when it all started going downhill for him. He cut his hair.
Really?
Yeah, and he seems to be blackballed ever since then. But I'd like.
Too many wrestlers are leaving nowadays.
Rusev,
you know that?
Rusev is too good to do this to.
I know.
And if you were to switch Rusev and Mahal, there you go. No one would bat an eyelid at it. Like, if you heard Rusev your main foreign heel, I think it's Rusev's own fault, you know, because he doesn't have Indian ties.
Do you ever think? Well, I won't say that, but do you ever think that Rusev could have been WWE champion instead of Mahal? If he didn't cut his hair.
If he was from India, yeah. I'm telling you, that's the only reason why Mahal is.
Oh God!
Because they're trying to sell stuff in India.
Yeah.
Well, look,
I hate saying it. I hate to say it, but I kind of agree.
But
with you.
like, did you hear the rumors about why this happened at SummerSlam?
No.
Because up to the day of SummerSlam, the thoughts were that Vince was going to put Shinsuke over to win the title at SummerSlam.
Okay.
He then decided that he wants to keep the title on Mahal. And then he says, Rusev, you can't win this match now because there'll be too many heels winning. I need a face to get over. That's why he put Randy over.
You think Randy's like the last person in that card you'd think he needs to put over, though? You know what I'm saying?
But no, it wasn't he needed a certain person to put over. He needed just a face to put over. He needed a SmackDown face to put over.
I know, but why Orton of all people? He's elite.
He was the only person that you could, really.
I suppose.
Cena was already winning. The only other chance that you had to do was either have the New Day win, but there's other rumours about
Vince,
that.
Look back and see what you could have done here. That's what I'm saying. You could have put Corbin
over. But he only
decided
decided that 2 hours into the show.
2 hours into the show?
Into the show.
Oh, Vince.
He decided that. That's why probably they did such a quick match, because they had no time to actually think of a match.
Yeah. God,
it's ridiculous.
Yeah. That's probably why he asked for a release right there. You know?
If that was the case, I probably would ask for it straight away.
Yeah.
You know?
Let's move on. Sasha Banks versus Alexa Bliss, Raw Women's title match. Bayley wished Sasha good luck before the match, where Bayley mostly getting booed from the crowd as well. So, despite fighting a bit of a shoulder injury, Sasha made Alexa submit with her Banks statements to win her 4th Raw Women's title in a very good match.
Yeah, good match. Hasn't been the best women's match I've seen this year, but it's still a really, really enjoyable match. I liked it.
It's interesting to see now where this will bring to this.
Interesting result, right result probably.
I agree. No, it's the right result to go on. Bray Wyatt versus Finn Balor. It's so good to see Demon Finn back now for the first time in almost a year, almost a day, bar a day, 1 year, because
it was SummerSlam last year.
Yeah, exactly. So Finn was very aggressive as Bray retreated a few times to regather himself. He was a bit caught off guard after it, which as well. So,
can I play devil's advocate for this though?
You go for it.
I didn't think this was a great match.
Why?
I just thought it was a Raw match. It wasn't a pay-per-view match. I think they went through the motions a little bit. Obviously, the biggest pop in the thing was when Finn just stood up straight away when Bray was doing his back crab thing.
Yeah.
And then obviously came up for the stomp into the corner and then the coup de grace and the entrance, of course, was class as always.
Yeah.
But I just thought it was a kind of a Raw match. I just like the thing that I think what we need to have a chat about is the thing that got Bray over, and the fact that we keep investing in Bray is because of his wrestling technique in the ring. I think it's slowed down the pace of his wrestling. Not the pace of his wrestling, but I think the quality of his wrestling has gone down.
Okay.
The quality of his matches. Now I don't know if that's through him or if it's through the booking itself.
Well,
but
he's had a series of injuries.
He's had a series of injuries, but he's also had a series of very bad feuds leading with bad matches. And
Orton especially, I reckon.
Orton's the clearest example, like Seth he had a decent match with, but then again I thought it was a Raw match. It wasn't a he only had the one match and he won by poking him in the eye and stuff like that and won it that way. But like that's the thing, Bray is not hitting the heights that he was or that we hope that he will. And we talked about Rusev asking for his release. If they don't do anything with Bray, I think he could do well if he got his release and went to Japan.
Bray?
Yeah. I think if he asked for his release and he went to Japan, brought that character to Japan...
If he's that's the thing. He
could. He could.
Are you sure now?
I think he could. I think he,
a variation of it, maybe.
Yeah, you know how the Hardys are awoken now instead of being broken.
I know, but that was the Impact going into WWE as opposed to WWE going somewhere else.
Yeah.
That there's.
Well, I'm just saying. I think that his promos aren't hitting the way they used to, because it's the same promo for they're just changing the wrestler's name that he's against.
I think you're right.
There's no inventiveness with his character anymore, and I think because of that, maybe he's going through the motions in the ring as well. Maybe.
We can only hope for improvements, maybe, if that's the case. Anyway, despite even Bray's mind games didn't seem to work on Finn, as he eventually pinned Wyatt after his coup de grace. Now, Cesaro and Sheamus versus Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins, Raw Tag Team title match. Cesaro and Sheamus dominate the early going. Apparently, Beach Ball Rama returned during the match, and the crowd went crazy when Cesaro tore the ball to shreds, which I'm actually delighted about. I really am, because there's been a huge debate about this during the week as well. Yeah. That even SmackDown has barred beach balls now from coming to the crowds, which I'm in favour for. Yeah. Because, you come to watch wrestling, you don't come for a beach ball. But
I also feel that him actually going and acknowledging it was probably the worst thing he could have done.
Why?
Because then they just brought more with them. It ruined. It didn't ruin the next two nights, but it definitely put a dampener on them, put distractions on it.
I agree. I disagree. I think it is good that they actually said, no, listen, we're wrestling here. Watch us. Screw this piece of plastic, Yeah. Some really good teamwork from Rollins and Ambrose. They actually do work awesome as a team, and an excellent sequence in the end where Rollins Frankenstein Cesaro onto Sheamus before Rusev hit Sheamus with his jumping knee. And Ambrose finishes Cesaro off with his dirty deeds to the pinfall win and the Raw Tag Team titles. So, interesting times now with the Raw Tag Team titles now. So, as we would later discover on Raw later on. Now, Kevin Owens versus AJ Styles US title match with Shane McMahon as the guest ref. Shane had to be literally lift away both men from each other so he could start the match. Remember that part, actually?
Yeah.
So it shows how strong he is. Awesome wrestling from both men, as you'd expect from both men. Owens used Shane to block AJ's springboard 450, which Owens tried to take advantage of by nailing the pop-up powerbomb, but AJ kicked out after Shane slowly counted as he was hurt. Shane was knocked outside the ring when AJ bumped into him after an Owens reversal. He therefore missed Owens tapping into a calf crusher, which angered AJ. He pushed AJ, which made Shane push back while Owens rolled backward and almost won. Owens later on got into Shane's face after AJ's foot was on the rope for a counting 3 for my pop-up powerbomb, which made Shane shove Owens into a roll-up from AJ, and AJ eventually pinned Owens after his phenomenal forearm and Styles Clash for the win and retain his title. Actually, there's a match we actually haven't really acknowledged as an awesome match. That was as good as any match on the card, actually, when you think about it. So, like, you know, you sometimes see it and it's like, oh yeah, there was that match, and you sometimes think, oh, like, it doesn't stand out like the SmackDown Tag Team title match or the Universal title match, but it's there, like, you know.
Yeah, it was just there, sort of. Yeah, I guess it's just they're building. You know, they're building for this Survivor Series match, so. You know, and it kind of it did it on SmackDown the next week too. Yeah. So, like, I
enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it, but it's not. I guess like I'm like a lot of people. They're missing something. They just didn't let them. The one match that we hoped for it to happen was them just go out and wrestle with nothing, no special ref, nothing like that.
Yeah.
But it never happened. Yeah. And it's not going to happen now.
Yeah. But anyway, let's move on. Shinsuke Nakamura versus Jinder Mahal WWE title match. This is by far the most disappointing match for me. Dave England Jr. played Nakamura in once again another epic entrance, and parts of the crowd were chanting 3MB to Mahal, which I thought was funny. Yeah. And Nakamura looked like he had momentum until the Singh brothers interfered to where Nakamura attacked him, and then Mahal took advantage of the distraction by hitting Nakamura with the Cobra Clutch for the pinfall win to retain the title. In my opinion, this could have been a way better match. Like, you know, because again,
why do they have him win the same way over and over and over and over again?
It does work with some people, but it just
not the same result all the time. Either two things happen with Jinder Mahal matches as champion: either he wins via the Singh brothers, or he loses.
That's it. Yeah, no, you're right. No, you're right.
And
listen, think of it this way.
Can you not be more inventive in the way the Singh brothers help you? Does it have to be they run in, get the finishers from the opponent, and then he comes in, does the Coloss? Which, by the way, was the dodgiest looking Coloss I've seen in ages.
It's probably the way Nakamura sold it, though.
It wasn't. It was the way he grabbed them and stuff. And he didn't know what was going on.
Fair enough. Part of me that thinks it works. If WWE, part of me thinks it works, but this is probably not what WWE have in mind. But think of it this way: think how much you do not like Jinder Mahal because of this, and the Singhs because of this.
This is not. They're not doing this on purpose. They're not.
If they are, it works. That's all I'm saying. Well, if that was the case, wouldn't you think, oh, that's clever? I'm not saying that they are doing this. Like, clearly, no, we both do agree on that. But imagine if they're purposely doing the same result all the time.
So you're saying that they're purposely putting someone in there who can't wrestle well enough to be the champion.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying the
heaters.
No,
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
I'm saying is that the heaters, like all of the Singh brothers, are the reason he's winning. That's a very heel thing. It's
a very heel thing, but okay. So we'll get away from the finishes. Okay, the match in general.
It wasn't a bad match.
It was poor. Come on.
It was more the finish that disappointed me, or how it was like, oh, this again. Like
it's not even this again. It was just.
For a WWE title match at SummerSlam.
For the WWE title match at SummerSlam, it was so poor. There was nothing building on it at all. And to be fair, you could see the result coming from a mile away. You know? WWE have this awful thing for all of their, not all of their matches, but all of their big matches, that each person in it has to do their finisher.
Yeah.
Always. They can't they can't do a thing like, say, Omega and Okada, where they can't protect the One Wing Angel for Omega. They have to do their finisher.
Yeah.
Numerous times in the Mahal feud, Orton did his RKO first. It seems whoever does their finisher first loses. So once I saw the Kinshasa do first, losing. Once you see Orton do the RKO first against Mahal, losing. The day Mahal does the Coloss first without the other finishing happening, losing.
I thought you were going to say winning there.
No. They have. It's so predictable. And And it's something that they're going to have to change. There's no problem protecting a finisher. You don't have to show it off at every show. You just don't.
It's disappointing. Let's get on to the main event. A very worthy main event, I'll say. Braun Strowman versus Roman Reigns versus Samoa Joe versus Brock Lesnar for the Universal title. Some moments when Strowman outpowered Brock around the start of the match, and Brock took a beating at the start when he was speared through a barricade by Reigns, and then Strowman power slammed him through one announce table. It looked like a spot fest, especially when Joe dived on Roman and Strowman threw a chair at Reigns and Joe. That was actually fantastic.
that was just out of nowhere. That was brilliant. Both of them standing there together, and then he just gets.
Here's something I actually have to credit Braun Strowman about. He's not just like one of these guys who is like an attraction because of his size. He knows how to use his size and strength.
Oh yeah, he does. Yeah.
And that's what makes him. It's like Goldberg when he was at the start of his career. Even Brock.
Yeah.
He knows how to make himself look monstrous. Like, you know.
Exactly. And like, just genius by putting like Brock in the
middle of it, like
putting Brock in the middle at the focal point of it. Just building Braun so well that the fact that he lost was irrelevant.
Yeah.
It was just how good he was in that match.
Absolutely. Strowman then drove Brock through another announced table, with the crowd ended up chanting one more table, to where Strowman ended up through the last announced table on top of Lesnar, where he looked really hurt, where refs and paramedics surrounding him, and like Paul Heyman almost in tears at the side as well. Brock had to be carried away from paramedics as Strowman continued to dominate Reigns and Joe. It looked like Strowman got cut from Reigns, hitting him with the point of the steel stairs. Actually, remember that actually. So that looked pretty dangerous. Alright. Brock returned to the match to take down Strowman as the spot fest continued. Strowman almost won with a power slam on Joe before Brock grabbed the referee. Brock almost won after F5ing Joe, but Reigns broke the count in the end of a worthy match. Brock nailed Reigns with the F5 by reversing Reigns' spear for the pinfall win to retain the title. And what I thought a very worthy main event.
Yeah, fantastic. It was a great way to win it, or not win it, finish out the show. It puts that how can I say? It puts the thought in people's mind that this was a really good show, because if you finish well, people are going to remember it favourably. Obviously, I do think the show still had its problems, but still
a lot of talking points.
Talking points, I guess. Yeah, and we've obviously talked through them throughout this review, but yeah, it's like it's not the worst SummerSlam. It's obviously a better finish than last year's by far.
Well, it's
last year's was Orton getting busted open.
That wasn't the worst finish in the sense of how much controversy it created, though.
Yeah, but in terms of not knowing what the hell was going on,
maybe. Oh yeah, in terms of like, what happened there, like that's fair enough anyway.